Hi, welcome back to A Wandering Skein. My name is Maggie, and first of all, I just wanted to thank everybody who took the time out of their day to watch my last videos. I really appreciate y'all taking your time out of the day to hang out with me, so I just wanted to say thank you. But as you can see, we are not on my back porch this time. I'm currently on a trip all around the beautiful state of Florida, and I kind of just wanted to share my trip with you guys. I'm going to be making a whole bunch of different videos. Just everywhere I'm going, so stick around. It'll be kind of like a little Florida series. I didn't want to have like a 3-hour long video because I know nobody would watch that, so I thought separating them into different parts, different videos would be good. Keep it a little shorter. So the reason I'm taking this trip is my family and has been in a little bit of a competition last couple of years to see who can visit the most national parks, and that's exactly what I'm doing this trip. I'm going to visit all the national parks in the state of Florida. I can't say all because there's two I'm not going to be able to get to. The Gulf Islands National Seashore, it's over on the Panhandle on the Alabama side, very close to the Alabama border, and I am just not going to make it on this trip, unfortunately. Eventually I want to do like an Alabama journey through Alabama, so I'll be able to do that then, but just not going to be able to make it on this trip. And then the Fort Caroline and the Kingsley Plantation at the I looked at the pronunciation for this and I'm going to butcher it, Timucuan Preserve, just because the parks are going to be closed. Unfortunately, the only days I could go, the parks are closed, so I was really upset about that, but it's fine. While doing that, just kind of want to share why these locations are important, not only to Florida, but to the US as well. For this trip, I've made a couple rules. Make sure I step foot in all of the parks. Get my national park passport book, say that five times fast, my book stamped. So the national parks has these books that you can get. They're called cancellation stamps, so every park you've been to, you get a stamp saying the date that you've been there, and this book has like little slots you can put stickers. I put like pictures that I've taken while I was at the parks. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck on my shirt. Okay. Making sure I get my book stamped, that's like the most important thing, and then completing this trip as cheap as possibly can. That is why I am in the woods and not in a hotel. When I planned this trip, gas was not $5 a gallon in South Carolina. We love it here. So yeah, we're just trying to stick by those rules, do as best we can. We're kind of low-key winging it, but it's okay. It's okay. I've created a little bit of a busy itinerary for myself, so it's gonna be a little rushed, but we're just gonna, not a whole lot of free time, kind of doing some drive-by touring, but that's okay. We're gonna try to see as much of the state as possible in the very short time that I have. So stick around. Like I said, I'm gonna have quite a few videos going. Oh god, I think that's thunder. I look like a hot mess, and there's a reason. We're gonna get to that in a second. It is raining again. Jesus. Anyways, so yesterday I left work a little bit early, and I said goodbye to Tyler and the cats and made my way to my sister's house in Bluffton, South Carolina. Reason why I did that, she's a little bit closer to the coast, and she is about 2 hours from the Florida border, so a whole lot easier than the 6 hours it was going to take me from home. So I was like, I'll just go spend the night at your house, hang out, get breakfast in the morning, and then make my way down to the coast to my first stop, which was the Castillo de San Marcos National Monument in St. Augustine. So when I was doing the research and all my ideas for this video, my first stop was going to be the Timucuan Preserve, and visit Fort Caroline as well as the Kingsley Plantation. Those are two significant places that are in the Timucuan Preserve, so it's all like one bundle thing. I had done very extensive. I had like 3 pages of notes just on the history of these locations that I was going to share, only to find out that after all of the planning that I did, I am type A, so I had like a spreadsheet of like times, like they're closed. I don't know how I didn't see that in all the notes that I had and all the planning that I made. So I was unable to go yesterday, or it would have been today, Tuesday. And the only other day because I'm going like this around Florida, would be a Monday when they're also closed. So I was really upset about that. But like I said earlier, they're only about 2 hours from my sister, so it's not like I can't get there easy. But anyways, I changed some stuff up around and headed down to St. Augustine first to go to Castillo de San Marcos National Monument. This monument, or fort, was originally constructed in 1672 by the Spanish engineer Ignacio Daza. The construction began in 1695. The fort changed hands multiple times, changing names as well. It was Fort Mark when the British took control, and then Fort Marion during the American Revolution. It was used by various militaries for over 251 years. I'm not going to go into every attack that occurred on the fort, but there were several changes of hand that occurred. Spain held possession from 1695 to 1763, and again in 1783 to 1821. Great Britain from 1763 until 1783, and then the Confederacy from 1861 until 1865. It's currently managed by the National Park Service, along with Fort Matanzas. We're going to be visiting that next. And it was declared a national monument in 1924, and then in 1933 it was turned over to the National Park Service. And then in 1942, the original name Castillo de San Marcos was restored by Congress. After that, while I was driving up, it started pouring rain. The sky was getting grayer and grayer and grayer. And then when I parked in St. Augustine to go to the fort, it was pouring rain. That's why I look so busted right now. It was pouring rain. So we just made do. It was happened. I drove 3 hours to get there. I was not, little rain was gonna hurt me, so we just winged it. I looked like a mess. I know I look absolutely ridiculous in my Smokey the Bear hat, but I am so glad I got the stupid hat. I didn't care. It's all good. It was soaked head to toe. My shoes totally soaked. It is still raining now. It is supposed to be raining all night, so I hear thunder in the background, which is really super not awesome for a tent, but it is what it is. Anyways, so from St. Augustine, I drove the 30 minutes to Fort Matanzas National Monument. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually tour the fort, just because the ferry was closed today. One, because it's raining. Two, they weren't open on Tuesdays anyways, but it was raining pretty bad. It's a very kind of small fort, not as big as the Castillo de San Marcos, but it was fortified and used there to protect St. Augustine. I put a little map up where it is, but it was used there to protect the waterways from getting in there. The park preserves the fortified Coquina Watchtower. It was completed in 1742. And like I said, it defended the southern approach to St. Augustine. The name Matanzas, it means killing or slaughters in Spanish, and it originated from the executions of Jean Ribault and his group of Huguenot Frenchmen from the Fort Caroline colonists. So all these forts are kind of intermingled a little bit. What happened was the French came over and then got in a fight with the Spanish in Fort Caroline. Spanish killed a lot of the French, actually pretty much all the French Huguenots, and that is why Fort Matanzas, or slaughters, killings, exists. So from Matanzas, I'm butchering this name, I apologize. Matanzas, I don't know. I drove to Tomoka State Park, which is where I'm at now. I was gonna have a fire started, but it rained, so there's no point. Ate me a peanut butter jelly sandwich, drink some water. No, I'm just chilling for the night, got some movies to watch. So tomorrow I'm waking up kind of early and making my way down the coast for the first stop tomorrow, which is going to be Cape Canaveral and the Canaveral National Seashore. And we're going to stop there, and then yeah, I'll make another video tomorrow when I get to my final stop and kind of go through my day. But thanks guys for watching. Come back in when I have the next part posted, and stay with me on this journey. I'm really excited. We're going to Everglades and Tortugas, and I got some snorkeling trips booked. I'm super excited for that. But yeah, hang out with me and we'll go from there. So thanks. Bye.